Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt. In today's video, I'm going to be going through and swatching all of my correctors, and even I will be doing my powders in the second half of this. All of my like loose powders and things like that I have for setting my face. I have a very yellow undertone in my skin, but I also have very dark purple under eyes. And for those that don't know, on the color wheel, yellow counteracts, it like neutralizes purple, whereas like green counteracts red. If you've ever used like a green concealer or corrector to hide a zit, that's why. So I'm going to be swatching all of these colors out. I'm not going to be swatching the powders out because there's no point in that, but I do have a video of all of the powder swatched on my skin, so I will be leaving that linked in the cards as well as in the description box if you guys are curious. But I have 9 correctors total. I plan on trying to use up at least 2 of these this year. So 2 of these will be going into a pan project, and one of them I might be decluttering later. I don't care for it, so let's get started. The first one is from Physicians Formula. This is the Concealer Twins in light and yellow. And I have concealer swatches on my other arm, so I have to be careful about not touching it. This is a really nice buttercup yellow. It's a little bit dark for my skin under my eyes, but when you put concealer over it, it works pretty good. I like that one, and actually it's like my favorite out of all of them. Then we have the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in yellow. It's actually their yellow corrector shade. I hate the brush on this. It makes my under eyes like burn and scratch, and it's awful. And of course you have to squeeze it in order to get the product up in that brush. It's also a little bit dark, but this like orangey kind of yellow based undertone is what seems to work the best to hide my purple under eye circles. And it's an okay concealer. It's actually quite thick considering some of the other ones that I have are quite watery. The next one is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic, and this one is in CW10. This is yellow. This one's really thin and watery. Swatching with my non-dominant hand. It's an okay one. So far, all of these I've bought. Actually, I've bought every one on the counter. I haven't gotten any of these in like a subscription bag or anything. Next we have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Correct. This is in Banana Deep. I should have probably got Banana Light. I've used this quite a bit, but it is a little bit too dark for me. But it's got some really good coverage. I really like the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define product. It's a really nice concealer. And then this one, as you can tell, is very, very watery. Like super watery. This is probably the most liquidous one that I've got, and I always end up having to stir it up before I use it. It's also probably the lightest shade out of all of them. I usually mix this and the NYX together. This is one that I plan on trying to use up this year. So I'm gonna try and use it up. Then we have the NYX Full Coverage Concealer. This is in CW or CJ10. This is also in yellow. It is a pot concealer, and it is supposed to be like hydrating, but I find once I put it on my skin, unlike some of the other ones, it looks yellow at first, but if you go to like blend it out, you lose coverage. And if you like try and like pat it on it, I don't know, it's a very strange product. I bought it off of Amazon from the NYX. The first one I bought came from like a third-party seller. I was trying to buy it from NYX because I couldn't find it on their website because it was sold out, and I couldn't find it at like Target because again they were sold out. I don't know, this is the one I'm debating on decluttering, but it's because it's a pot. I don't know about like reselling it or anything. I might try and use it with some of my more drying concealers. Then we have the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Corrector. This is also in yellow. I'm just going to use my finger for this one as well. This one is almost done. There's like very little product left in it. And it's like an orangey yellow kind of color as well. It's not too far off from my actual skin color. It's just a little bit more orange than my natural skin color. So the color works fine on me. It's just trying to get the stuff out of here. If this was in like a regular liquid form or even a stick form, I would probably rebuy that. But because it's in a cushion, I have a difficult time getting product out of it at all. So that's kind of like the downside to me. And then we have my two white concealers. This one I've had about a year. This is from BH Cosmetics. This is their white one. I also bought the pink one, but I decluttered that last year. This is a really nice opaque white concealer. So if you are trying to do like a nice cut crease, it's a nice thick consistency. It's very opaque. It's not watery at all. And it seems to work really well. That's one reason why I kept it. Then we have the ColourPop one, which when I got it, it was this far down and it was separated when I got it. So I always have to like stir this one up because it's always separated and I don't like that. This one also, it looks pretty opaque right now, but if you try and like blend it out with a brush to use it for cut creases, it does shear out quite a bit. But it's also a nice consistency. It does dry down. The BH one dries down a little bit tacky, whereas the ColourPop one doesn't. So, I mean, if you're looking for a white concealer, both of those are very nice. I've had a couple of others and I've gotten rid of them because I hated them. So there's all of my yellow correctors and my two white correctors. Like I said, I'm going to try and pan this one. I'm going to pan this one. This one I'm going to put on there as well to try and like pan. So that's 3 I want to try and use up out of the 9 that I have. And then going into the powders that I have, this was sent to me by the brand Galactic. This is like, my battery died on me. Okay, so this was sent to me by the brand and it's actually a little dark for my skin. This one I will swatch because it's the only one that I have that has color in it. And it's a luminous powder. It's a little bit too pink and a little bit too dark for my skin. But if I use a concealer that's a little bit too light for me, I like using it to like darken my under eyes, because if the concealer's too bright, it seems to work to kind of counteract that. Then we have the Maybelline Master Fix. I bought this a while ago and I usually use it mixed with other powders. Then we have the Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. It's like, they feel almost identical. Then we have the Ciate Extraordinary Translucent Powder. This came from an Ipsy. This also came from an Ipsy. I'm going to try and use up both of these. And I do, just to show you, I buy these little jars at Walmart for like 2 for $1. I mix both of these powders in with these powders, and then this one's newer to me. So that's what's mixed in here, and that's usually what I use on my under eyes if I use any powder at all. Like lately I haven't been. Then we have the Jeffree Star powder. I leave it upside down on purpose because it's difficult to get product out of here. I always leave it open and I leave it upside down so that all I have to do is just open it like this, and then there's usually product in the lid. So it smells like food. Do I need food smelling stuff right up underneath my eyes that are sensitive and allergy prone? No, but it's okay. The smell is nice. way too much money for something like this. I will stick to things like this from now on. The Coty Airspun Loose Powder. This is the translucent extra coverage. This is nice. I've had this for about a year, and you know, I've got a ton of it. And then the Maybelline Fit Me. This is in 05 Fair. I bought this because of Shelly from Geek Out of Water, and I use it. I like it. I also had one from Cover FX that I used like twice and returned. So I've tried a few other brands and whatnot, and I just haven't liked them. And to be honest, I don't think spending this kind of money on these kinds of powders is reasonable in my opinion. I don't think that they're going to do anything better. You know, they don't really do much for my skin anyways. So I'm going to try, I have 7 here total. I'm going to try and use up 2 of them this year. I mean, yes, they're tiny. And if I finally finish up these 2, I will start working on this one. And these do give me flashback. So that's one thing I have to keep in mind, is they do produce flashback because they're like super, super white. And this one here is a pain in the butt to get anything out of because there's only 2 little holes in it. So I usually take the little top of it off. This one's also a pain in the butt to get into, and I usually just pop the little plastic thing out. Most of my powders I keep upside down anyways because it's hard to get product out of them because of the where the holes are or how the holes are drilled. So it is what it is. Usually, like this one here, like you can see, I leave it upside down. These 2 I don't have to. I don't have issues getting these, you know, to produce product because they've got enough holes and you know, they're big enough. So yeah, this is my corrector and loose and pressed powder. I do not own any more like pressed powders than this. That's it. So I plan on getting use out of quite a few of these, and I will be filming a like project pan video once I get everything inventoried and decluttered and whatnot. So hopefully you find this helpful, and hopefully you like the swatches and stuff that I do. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. I am Rebecca Oberstadt. I will, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.